Yo, 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 what's going on, my fantastic family and friends? It is your boy, Mr. Dominique, aka the Scorpio King, baby. And I'm right back at you with another episode of Dom's World from right up top. You know my routine. You got your world and I got mine. And we're going to get right into chopping it up this morning, because that's what we do on this channel. We bring certain things to light and we chop them up. Basically dissect it, deep dive into it. You feel me? So what we chopping up this morning, I want some of you to know that it was not God's plan for you. Okay? That's the phrase this morning. It was not God's plan for you. Chop chop. Okay? And let's get right into it. So what do you mean, Mr. D, when you say it was not God's plan for me? Well, I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking to those of you who, at this moment in time in your life, may be going through something like this. So maybe a relationship that you were in for a lot of years just ended. And you're hurting over that relationship ending. And you don't understand why it ended because you didn't want it to end. It wasn't your decision that it ended, but nonetheless, a relationship that you were just in has ended. You may have just lost a car. You may have just lost a car, whether it be for whatever reason, repossession, accident, stolen. You may have just lost a car. You probably applied for a loan and you didn't get that loan. You were just ghosted by somebody that you really took a liking to. A friendship that you thought was solid just ended. After all these years, you just found out someone wasn't really your friend. You're currently going through a divorce. Okay? Those are the things that are coming to my spirit right now to talk about. And it could, and you can use this and apply it to your life in any way you can, but these are the certain subjects that just ring out to me right now. It wasn't in God's plan for you. It wasn't God's plan for you. It might have been your plan. It might have been that person's plan. But it wasn't God's plan. And if you are someone who wants God to lead your life, and you are a chosen one, and you're on your spiritual journey, then God has to take lead. And you have to follow. That's how it works, baby. That's the best way for it to work. True chosen ones know this. You on your spiritual journey, then who do you want to lead that? Yahweh. He leads, you follow. Listen with your heart and your mind. You hear me? Not just what's on the surface. Don't just listen with your ears. Listen with your heart and your mind. Let Yahweh lead and you follow. Okay? So, it wasn't in God's plan for you. If a relationship just ended, if you just lost a job, you just lost a car, you didn't get the loan that you applied for, somebody ghosted you that you really took a liking to, a friendship of many years just ended, you are currently going through a divorce. If you are in any of those categories, if any of those things apply to you, I'm talking to you today. Pay attention. Listen. This content is for you, and specifically for you today. I want you to know that it wasn't God's plan for you. And that's why you don't have those things. That's why you lost those things. That's why you're no longer around those things, or you have that person, whatever it is, the stuff that I just named off. It wasn't in God's plan for you. You are a chosen one. God protects his chosen ones, even though you may not know that yet. But once you're completely able to see clearly, once you tap into your clairvoyance, your discernment, once you become connected with your spiritual gifts, once the connection with God becomes more clear to you, you're going to look at your life, you're going to look back in your history, your past, and you're going to realize that God has always been there with you. He has always been protecting you. Everything that you thought was so bad could have always been much, much more worse. No matter how bad you thought it was, it could have been much more worse if God had not intervened and protected you when he did. God had nothing to do with the bad things that happened to you. The bad things that happened to you were either because of a choice you made, a choice your parents made, or a choice that someone was bad made. A bad choice that someone else made and it affected you. You want to blame somebody, you blame the devil, you blame Satan, you blame the demons that manipulate people into doing bad things. Satan who manipulated those people to do those bad things to you. None of this is God's fault. Things happen to you because of choices that people make and choices that you made. When you came out of those terrible situations, God was there. Whether you know that or not, he was there and he brought you out of them. Okay? And my real chosen ones, they know that. They know that. See, I let God, as the chosen one I am today, I let God lead my decisions. Like I let him lead my choices. Like I include him in on my choices. I pray to him. When it comes to like some very serious decisions I got to make, when I got to make decisions that affect my family, when I got to make a decision that if I make the wrong decision, it affects my household, it affects my family, it affects my girlfriend, it affects my children, I include God in on those decisions. The big decisions, and sometimes a lot of the small ones too. You see, that's why I tell you all that there's power in prayer. I pray to God. I ask him to help me make my decisions. I ask for signs. I ask for signs. You know what I mean? Like I literally ask God, I say, if you want me to do this, then they'll hire me. If this is what you want me to do, then they're going to hire me. If this is not what you want me to do, then they won't hire me. Like I literally put it down to in details just like that. And if I don't get hired, then it wasn't in God's plans. If I got hired, it was in God's plans. Making a decision about a car or making a decision about a relationship, include God in on it. No matter how big, no matter how small. God, if you want me to have this relationship, then let us both move forward happily with no confusion and no problems. If you don't want me to be in this relationship, God, then let this person start revealing who they really are to me. As a matter of fact, as long as you're confused about it, God is revealing to you that you may not want to do it, because God does not operate in confusion. Anything that God has for you, you're going to feel good about receiving it. You're going to feel good about doing it. It won't be an ounce of confusion. I want you to understand that you won't be slightly confused at all when it comes from God. You're going to feel good about doing it. Now, you got to understand the difference between confusion and just being a little nervous and a little anxious and a little excited about what's happening because you want it so bad. That doesn't mean you're confused. Those bubbles, the bubble guts or the butterflies in your stomach, that's what you get when you get excited or when you get nervous, because you're getting ready to do something. Like I would always get nervous before performing. Before going out on stage and performing, I would always get nervous. So I know I get the butterflies in my stomach. So I know that just because I get nervous doesn't mean that something bad is going to happen. I know I'm getting ready to surprise somebody. If I'm getting ready to surprise somebody with something, I get the butterflies, I get excited, I get anxious. So every time you get butterflies in your stomach or you get anxious or you get nervous, it's not a bad thing. It's all about who you are. How do you use it? It's perception, baby. But when it's coming from God, you won't be confused about it, family. You won't be confused, I guarantee you. You see, if it happens, then the God that you pray to and you believe in, if it happens, he allowed it to happen. Because you included him in on it. Include God in on your decision making. So when it happens, you will know that it was from God. Because you included God in on it. You say, God, if you want me to have this car, if this is the car that I'm supposed to have, then everything's going to go right. I'm going to get it. I'm going to credit check. I'm going to like it when I test drive it. I mean, everything's going to just go smooth like butter, baby, because there's no confusion involved in it when God's a part of it. But a lot of times, if you're slightly confused about it, then just be still. Be still and wait. Maybe God's taking care of some things for you. Patience, be patient. Let God work in your life, but include God in on your decision making so that you can know when something was meant to be and it wasn't meant to be. And you'll be able to digest the decision much better. You've been waiting for, you put in an application to get a job, but you don't get it. And you're wondering, well, why didn't I get that job? You know, is there something wrong with me? Instead of you sitting there wondering all that and beating yourself up, you can just simply say, I wasn't meant to be. On to the next one. See how easy that is? When you sit there and wonder, oh, I wonder why they didn't hire me. What's wrong with me? You open up the door to start thinking about what's wrong with you. To start allowing someone to tell you what's wrong with you. You open up Pandora's box. Oh, I wonder what's wrong with me. Why they didn't, why they don't want me. Don't mean anything is wrong with you. Doesn't necessarily mean anything is wrong with you. The timing wasn't right. It wasn't the job that God wanted you to have. That's why you didn't get it. You tell yourself something like that, then you can move on. Perception. All right? Again, I don't care what the relationship is or was. But if it just ended for whatever reason, then look at it like it wasn't in God's plans for you to be in it still. Okay? You got to look at it that way. I don't care if you lost the car through a car accident or somebody stole it. Even if somebody stole your car, God has another car for you, a better car for you. All right? You didn't get the loan. The timing wasn't right. Maybe the people you was going to get the loan from wasn't right. Maybe they was crooked. Maybe it was something going on with them that would have messed you up too. Do you ever stop and think that God is working it out for you? He's protecting you instead of, oh, I didn't get the loan. God is picking on me. God don't love me. I didn't get the loan. You power. That's how you look at things. You didn't get the loan because God didn't want you to get that loan. That wasn't the one for you. That wasn't the right one. 2-3 years down the line, you'd have been paying triple the interest probably. Who knows? Like it's perception, family. He ghosted you. She ghosted you. Okay. At least you showed me who you really are in the beginning. I'd rather you ghost me in the beginning than ghost me a year or two down the line. You just saved me a lot of time. I don't got to waste no time now. If somebody ghosts you in the beginning, move on to the next one. With you, oh, he ghosted me. I wonder what's wrong with me. Come on, people. Think better of yourself. Where's your self-esteem? Where's your self-esteem? You got low self-esteem. You're a target. When you got low self-esteem, it makes you a target, okay? Makes you a target. Fix that. Again, you could be going through a divorce. And it wasn't your decision to end it. That's okay. It may be some stuff that person is doing that only God knows that person is doing. That only God knows that person is saying. You don't hear it. You don't know it. You don't see it. It's a divorce when your decision is out of your control. Nothing you can do about it. God may be protecting you. Removing a demon out of your life. Somebody who's up to no good. Ain't no telling what that person gonna be doing the next year or two down the line. You're gonna be grateful that you got that divorce. You ever been grateful that somebody left you? You ever looked back and been glad that you're not in the relationship that you was in before, even though you couldn't see it then, you was all heartbroken, but now you look at where this person is now and you thank God you ain't with them? Now you want to thank God. You was mad at God back then when it happened, but now you want to thank him. You feel me? Trust God, family. Trust God at all times, all right? Whatever's going on in your life, whatever you don't have anymore, it wasn't in God's plans for you to have it, okay? Look at it that way and keep it moving, baby. Keep your vibrations up, you feel me? If you like what you hear, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for all notifications, like and share your boy videos. I'm Mr. Dominique, aka the Scorpio King, saying peace, one love. As always, vibrations appear at all times. If you don't have something, then you don't have it. It's okay. It wasn't meant to be. It wasn't in God's plans for you. But when you have it, when you get it, you got it. It's all good. It's in God's plans for you. Okay? Don't be bitter. Don't be, jealous and envious over what you don't have. And move on. Keep your vibrations up, all right? Simple as that. I love you and I'm out. Peace.